And we're in. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Austin's Food World. Today, I want to bring up something that is becoming a bigger and bigger issue as time goes on. Something that came to my attention, as of today, and I wanted to make a quick video about it. Once again, this channel is all about sharing my ideas. Don't worry, other content is coming in on its way, but there are a lot of things that I want to establish, about my moral compass or what I feel like is a big issue, what I feel is a little issue. Basically, I want to establish my opinion so you guys can get a better feel for me. Who is Austin? Who is the person behind the camera that's, trying to build a channel with you guys? So something that came to my attention is how much food banks are struggling right now. Like I've been reading articles from the New York Times, The Guardian, the Hunger Task Force, Feeding America, among many others, where they're all saying that the demand for food assistance has skyrocketed because of COVID-19 slash coronavirus slash the corona. Shout out to Cardi B. And it's just something that not a lot of people pay attention to because for a lot of people it has never been this bad where they need to go to a food bank, they need to go to a food shelter, they need to go to the pantry at their local church. They never had to. They were always a thing. There's a reason why Feeding America is as big as it is because there are other people in this world that need that food even without this issue. So all of these food banks that have been trying to help for many, many years now when it comes to world hunger, which is, one of my main things that I want my nonprofit to support, is that they're facing a wide shortage on not just food, but also volunteers. With the whole stay-at-home order and, everyone being quarantined, it's very difficult to get people who are willing to be out there in the trenches that, let alone, risking getting sick, but also, you're a volunteer, you're not getting paid for your time. So that combined with a lot of other factors, a lot of people don't want to do it. And I can understand that. It's just, we just need people out there. Like these food banks need a lot of help. Feeding America, which is the largest food bank network, I guess you could say, actually, they're losing tons and tons of money to support their organization. Of course, there's millionaires that, are attached to it. So, that helps out too. But them, as well as all the other food banks, they're trying to say that they're going to lose about $2 billion within the next 6 months because of this if this stay-at-home order and things don't go to status quo, by the summertime. So, you're looking at what 6 months from now, like Octoberish time is when they'll just then try to recover everything that they lost and try to build up their food allowances. And, for example, speaking of millionaires and billionaires, Jeff Bezos has decided to donate $100 million to Feeding America. Now, I understand that that's his money, he can do what he wants, and $100 million is a lot of money. I'm just saying, if I just said that all of the food banks in total are going to lose about $2 billion within 6 months, 100 million, it takes 1,000 million to make 1 billion. So it takes 2,000 millions to recover what they'll lose within these next 6 months. So I'm not saying $100 million is, little. I'm just saying Jeff Bezos being one of the richest people in the world, hopefully other people will follow suit. People who are in the position where this pandemic is not affecting them directly so they can help out others. That's what I'm trying to get across, Like, I'm into food. I want to be, the world's greatest pastry chef, but I can assure you that in the grand scheme of things, I'm trying to help out other people, like via food, via money, via, donations and charity and just volunteering my time and effort. So hopefully there are other people in better financial standing who have the same like-mindedness as myself and are willing to do those things now that they're in a better financial position, you know? And because of the lack of food banks and also like grocery stores being short on a lot of stuff and produce being more expensive to get because of this pandemic, more food deserts are being created. And by that standard, food deserts, expanding the issue on that, is not just causing the lower class to be in trouble, but the middle class is starting to struggle as well. The middle class makes up the majority of America, you know? I can't speak for other countries. I just know that typically middle class is right above the line of course I would want to make more money, but I'm definitely not, homeless. That's the best way I can describe it, because lower class is also associated with poverty. Middle class is far from poverty, but at the same time, because of this pandemic, 4 out of 10 middle class Americans do not have the savings for these next months. So they have to struggle the same way that lower class people have always been struggling. So maybe because it's going to be affecting the majority of the population now, especially with unemployment and things like that, and I'll get to that a little later, maybe that will push the initiative to help everyone out. So speaking of that, as of April 1st, around 10 million people have lost their jobs due to coronavirus. So, like me, that the temporary layoff until all this blows over. So, all these people who are middle class, who worked a 9 to 5, who, punched in their 40 hours and went home to pay rent, to pay groceries, to pay a babysitter, daycare, whatever, all these people were, laid off from mid March when it was first announced to April 1st. So what is that, 2 weeks? So in 2 weeks, over 10 million people lost their jobs. So all those people are filing for unemployment. All those people are trying to stock up on canned goods. Now you're dealing with people who are hoarding that stuff because they have that money right away, whereas people who are lower class and in poverty can't just do that, can't just hoard up that stuff. So that's conflict within those two classes, while all this overarching issue is affecting everybody individually on top of that. So hopefully we are able to reflect upon this and understand that there are people who have been struggling to buy or obtain food way before this pandemic has occurred, and we are in a state of panic. But you need to understand to remain calm. This will all be over eventually, and you'll be all right. Just understand that it could be worse. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that sometimes, but I'm telling you right now, it could be worse. You could be in a situation that you could not get out of, that's out of your hands like this, but it has been going on for years and years and years, like a lot of other people in this world, not just America, but in the world. So hopefully that mindset will lead to other people helping out that next person, and they pass along, that kindness, that servitude, that volunteering work ethic. So, that's all I wanted to say on it. See you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you agree or even if you disagree. All right, peace.